In this episode of Traditional Media in Transition, the Hard Rock Cafe, a 35-year-old brand, takes its eclectic Americana to the web for an unforgettable experience.
If you've gone to a Hard Rock Cafe anywhere around the world, there's about 130 of them, you've seen the memorabilia on the wall.
You know, they have real artifacts. They have Jimi Hendrix's guitar. They've got all these wonderful things.
To see it all, you have to go to every cafe, which, unless you have a lot of frequent flyer miles, is going to take a while.
But, you know, for the longest time, the presentation in the cafes themselves wasn't always so hot. Meaning that you would have Jimi Hendrix's guitar sort of unprotected, slapped on a wall right above a booth where, you know, my 6-year-old could rub peanut butter all over it and things like that.
So the idea was to bring that experience to people on the web directly. When we got wind of the deep zoom feature, we spent 24 hours taking a bunch of photos that we had already of Hard Rock and just dropping them to a really simple application and then showing how you could zoom all the way in and all the way out.
It was actually Vertigo and our partners Duncan Shannon sort of selling Hard Rock on Silverlight and Deep Zoom as the way to present this stuff online.
Bring up a web browser and go to memo.hardrock.com. Just move the mouse wheel.
And the Deep Zoom really became the clincher for them.
We had the meeting with the CEO in the hallway, flip open the laptop and show him. 5 minutes later, he said, "This is great. What do we do next? You have all my support."
You know, showing a small sort of medium resolution picture on a website doesn't quite do it for you. But what the Zoom really does, I think, at Hard Rock Memorabilia is it lets you get in and see fingerprints, see John Lennon's handwriting, and that really speaks to the authenticity of it, I think.
And as you're zooming in and out, moving around, you can weave a story together. You can show Bob Dylan's first New York concert poster, which cost $2. There's a handwritten letter by Paul McCartney to the Bodyguard for their second U.S. World Tour that's just fascinating to read. Is that green army jacket? That's the jacket John Lennon wore it at a charity concert for the Madison Square Garden. And the stories behind the memorabilia really allow you to make a connection to an artist that you may not have had before.
So they really wanted to invigorate their brand by calling out what was sort of special about them, and this extensive memorabilia collection was really one of those things.
I started the company 12 years ago, and so one of the things I really wanted to do when I started Vertigo was to bring a design staff on to work together. We believe in the collaborative result, that the collaborative result between designers and engineers is better than designers can do alone, better than engineers can do alone. Fast forward about 8 or 9 years from when we started Vertigo, and now we have Microsoft Expression Suite. And really what that is an indication from Microsoft that they believe design is critical to building good software. We're really doing applications that have a lot of behavioral qualities to it, so animated transitions and things sort of slide across the screen now. You don't sort of get page refresh clicks. And working up front in Expression, we start to build all of those behaviors and we start to think about those as designers much earlier on. So we don't leave it till the end to say, well, I know I've given you these two sort of static Photoshop mocks. But really what you're supposed to do in between them is this is going to slide in here and that's going to fade out there. We don't have to go through that process of trying to describe what we want. It's right there. But having this tighter integration, tighter, I actually see developers and designers standing over each other's shoulders, working together, really doing this kind of iterative process, which works so well when you're exploring new ideas. And having that open flow of communication really allows us to achieve great things.
All right, I'm going to be talking about the Hard Rock Memorabilia site. There's some cool new features that we just launched for the Silverlight 2 release.
We've been able to take it all the way from Silverlight Beta to Silverlight 2 release. And along the way, we added a key feature that was part of the original vision. Although you can go to the Memo site today and zoom in and out, you can't take it with you. If you're an Eric Clapton fan and you'd like to talk about this special guitar, you have to just point to the site. We now have the ability to zoom into the guitar, click a button, and gives you a little chunk of code, an object tag, that you can embed directly into your blog. And it gives you it's like Hard Rock to go. I think where memorabilia is going to go is both in terms of Hard Rock providing this kind of content and these sort of anecdotal stories that really, again, bring these items to life. Also a user community adding those as well. So again, in a sort of standard picture on a standard website, you can't say, well, that scratch is from a barroom brawl that so-and-so had, but being able to zoom in on it, call attention to it, and have
all that content sort of appear magically for you as you're zooming in on an object really, again brings it to life.
When I demo it, I don't talk about Silverlight. I don't talk about, look how cool this design is. You just talk about the content. So you're doing this and you realize, oh yeah, there's some like internet software stuff going on. You don't care about that. You just care about the experience, and that is really the goal here.